caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the
Yo, what it is, what it does, what it do. Afro Tuck Nation, Geek Town, time to get down. Aquaman review, Aquaman The Lost Kingdom. What was the thoughts? What was the plot? How many Afro picks do you get? So you know what it is. Now pull up, boom, man.
I used to be so beautiful, now look at me. My actions are unbeautiful, it's clear to see. Come on and step out of the cage, turn a chapter, turn the page.
Yo, what it is, the day after, you know what I'm saying? This is a Saturday. Spoiler review, everything coming through is a spoiler. So Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, what was the plot? What was it about? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sequels normally do not hit expectations because the first was done so well. It was new, it's fresh, and so on and so forth. So when sequels come around, it's not always the best one. Sometimes the third is better than the second. I've given you my two that had some of the best sequels that was out there, that was in the game, that's really like live up to the name. But let's stop hesitating. Let's talk about it. What was Aquaman about? Aquaman is about a lost kingdom, the Dark Kingdom, the kingdom where the Dark Trident was created. It was a fight of two brothers going on a war between the grandfather of Aquaman and the granduncle of Aquaman and Orm. You know what I'm saying? The bloodline, the feud between two guys. Well, the Dark Kingdom was forged with a dark trident, which changes people into the people that almost look like folks from the trench. They were zombie-like creatures, very sea-like, very Kraken come about kind of folk. And his thing was his brother imprisoned him with blood magic. Well, Aquaman, being the king of Atlantis, is trying to bring the Atlanteans to the people, trying to bring them into the world, because the world, of course, is jacking up the earth, which means they're jacking up the oceans, and the council are hell bent on old school ways. And Aquaman is having the hardest time with that. During this time, Aquaman has gotten married to Mira. He has also gotten has a child, the new prince of Atlantis. And so all this is going on. Of course, Black Manta still wants his revenge based on what happened in the first movie. Black Manta falls into help with the scientist who ends up helping him find the shadow world, the dark world of the Atlanteans. Well, this Atlantean possessed Black Manta's body, kind of making a deal with the devil to allow me to give you my power so you can free me so I can bring the world into darkness. Yo, typical comic book style. Everybody wants to control the world all the time. Well, with that being said, Black Manta becomes more powerful, more strong. And with the trident, he becomes more and more sadistic and doesn't care who he kills and who he hurts to get what he wants. Revenge on Aquaman, to avenge his father. Now, with that being said, the scientist who was trying to tell the people about Atlanteans from the first movie is now having a change of heart, because he's like, I just want to meet y'all. I just want to be with y'all. I want to see things. I ain't want to kill people, but that's what you signed up for when you signed up with Black Manta. Well, with that being said, Aquaman needs help. And there's only one person who knows Black Manta better than anybody else at this time, and that's his brother Orm, which means he must get him out of prison in which he put him in. And he has to break them out because the council of people will not allow him to do it himself. Even though he is king, there's always a council. Oh my gosh. Why would you be king with a council? Like, this is my stuff. Like, why you in my business? I'm going to do what I want to do. Because I'm 8 years old. I do what I want. You know what I mean? Like, anyhow. Breaks his brother out. Of course, his brother hates him because he has always felt that his brother was trying to overthrow him. learning that his brother never even wanted the throne. Like, I only came down here because you was cutting up, fool. So he was another finding out that he started his own demise in the kingdom, that he probably was going to be king, and Aquaman would have been fine chilling in what he does. But that's not to be here nor there now. He has created great grievances against the people of Atlantis, and he will no longer be king or allowed to be king. But in all, he will eventually become a good friend of the king and protector of Atlantis. They find out that the global warming is changing butterflies and bringing giant crickets and bringing flesh-eating plants and the vegetation alive. Like, all this stuff is happening and everything else like that. So they have to come together to defeat Black Manta, which they eventually do. Orm becomes possessed by the Dark Atlantean, their great uncle, at that particular time. Because of his hate for Aquaman. But becoming family is more than anything else in this world. Yeah, I said it. It's about family. I know. But that being said, though, you got the whole battle between Aquaman and Black Manta. It goes from a great battle to Black Manta no longer being possessed to no battle at all. They defeat Orm by using the trident of their great-grandfather. They also, Black Manta had kidnapped their child, so that turned into a whole thing. Mira was used sporadically. She was not completely involved in the movie, which was interesting. Like, I'm pretty sure she had more scenes than what they gave her, but it looks like she was edited out a lot of different things. Aquaman, for a long period of time, looked to be an only father in this whole movie. Like, she was there here and there, but Aquaman did all the child care. His mother was not completely with their father all the way because of everything that transpired. It was a fun watch. Is it movie worthy? Is it like I need to see this in theaters? It's fine to see in theaters, but it's not necessary. You have a lot of callbacks to when Aquaman lands on the ship and he has his back turned and he looks over his shoulder, permission to come aboard. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of brother lines, family lines that goes through, a lot like a Fast and the Furious moment. It's interesting that he did all of that, especially being that Momoa was the villain in the last Fast and the Furious movie and the next two that are coming up. The story with Orm was interesting. They did give you enough backdrop on the new villain as well as what was going on with Black Manta. But all in all, like, how many Afro picks does it get? I know that's what you're pretty much waiting on. I want to say a 3.4. 3.4 Afro picks. Action, comedy, adventure, very comic book style like corniness, which I do enjoy. It was a fun watch to see in the movie theaters. It was the last of the Snyderverse. So if you're waiting for an extra ending, there is not. You do get like a little piece with Orm while he's trying a cheeseburger for the first time. But it was not, a lot like Wonder Woman's second movie. It did not live up to the hype. But it was expected, being that it was the last of the Snyderverse. I like the fact that he ended with this, I am Aquaman. Like, he's going to forever be Aquaman no matter what's being said. That was his big line. When Iron Man says, I am Iron Man. Well, Aquaman Momoa was just letting you know that forever, regardless of where I go, I'm going to be the Aquaman. I will be forever your Aquaman. I'm moving on to the next scene. I'm hoping he does, from what the rumors are, that he will be Lobo. I'm interested to seeing him. He does play a pretty good villain, especially a crazy villain. And he does have the charisma to do that. Outside of that, my friends, that's all I got. Like, that was where we at. That's where we roll with. We'll see you on Monday. But you know, it is what it is. We do what we do. You know what I'm saying, people? So, you know what I'm about to say. Because if you see your mans in the streets, hit them with the beats. And hit them with a jingle jangle, baby. Jingle jangle.